Nightcap is a place to go. Nightcap, so you don't feel alone. Nightcap, yeah! Pour a drink, dirty or virgin. Rum, water, or whiskey or gin. Nightcap, you don't have to be coy. Nightcap, here's Ricky and Joy.
Hello and welcome to Nightcap, the bi-weekly web show consisting of two friends unwinding with the topics that make us hot. My name is Richard Pucci, and I have some Southern comfort on the rocks. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking in like like an NPR voice. My voice just went hoarse immediately upon starting the show. It's my wonderful co-host, Joy. I'm a real live vlogger, Nickens. Hello, Miss Joy.
Hello, what is going on?
Nothing. I don't know. My life has been
Chaos?
Oh wait, that's really good. I don't think I've ever had Southern comfort before. Yes. My life has been currently chaos, but it's like good chaos. Like stuff is going into motion right now. Mm-hmm. Hello to the two viewers right now. In case you guys don't know, I'm going to. It's official. I have an apartment lined up. Me and Cupid are going to be moving in together.
Oh, these are big things. Big things.
Yes. And I'm like super excited and happy and nervous for like all the good reasons. I'm not like, you know, it's just because it's like a big step. Aww. And I know. Well, you know how it is.
Oh, I definitely got something for you of knowing how it is. Maybe.
And so we're gonna be moving in together, and then a friend of mine, his mother died. I might have talked about it before. She was 88 years old, so they were getting rid of a lot of furniture. So we got like a love seat, we got a queen size bed with like the adjustable like like legs and head and like all the stuff that moves up and down. Yeah. To quote my father, he said, "It can get you in all sorts of positions." That's what my dad said.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It can get you in all sorts of positions, those Craftmatic adjustable beds. So as well as like a wonderful like a desk. So I got a desk, a coffee table, love seat, like a nice like chaise lounge sort of chair, but without it being so long.
Wow, y'all got a steal. What?
A kitchen table with two chairs, like the bar like height sort of table. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we got a lot of stuff. So, you know, and just thank you. You know, it really sucked that she died, but he was happy to be able to, you know, give me some of the stuff that he needed to get rid of. So it was a blessing for both, really.
Wow.
So yeah, we got it. So that paired with the stuff from my old apartment, we are really good to go.
Excellent. Man, that's lucky. That's really awesome.
Yeah. No. And I'm happy to give this stuff a good home. And then also I got some of these, which would probably be good in like bathroom or something.
Oh, those look nice. Wow.
Yeah, and they are actually from Asia.
Are they now?
Yes.
Just the whole continent.
Yes. I don't
Japanese
know. It looks Japanese, but I know it probably is from Japan, but I know that he did some work in Korea. So I don't know if it was like an import from Japan to Korea. So I don't want to like
it came from somewhere over there.
That's why I said Asia. And I did not say the Orient because I know that is a racial term that is not acceptable by today's standards.
Mm-hmm. Can I briefly transition? Speaking of Asian. Mm-hmm. So tomorrow is going to be the worldwide premiere of Crazy Rich Asians. And if anyone, please watch it.
I was going to say that was a book.
It's the book. It's still a book, but it's a trilogy, and this is part 1 of 3, and it's just opening. Baby and I got to see it on the 8th of October, and I really want to see it again and again after that. So support your local Asians and support the story, but not like the book story, just like the movie story. Because I didn't read the book, so I don't know what's in the book yet. So yeah.
Oh, wait, do you see my face? Do you know why I made that face? Because we got a shout out from Mr. Rick Brown, who is currently watching, from Walt Disney World.
Because he has nothing else to do than be in Walt Disney World and watch us. Thank you so much.
Right? That is legitimately why I was like, what? And also, Rodney Ting is currently watching. Hello.
Hey, Rodney Ting. Hey, Rick.
Right? Like, we got quite a devoted fan base.
Thank you.
Right? I know. So in case you guys have my question, because remember when I tried to make this like a real show, and I would like do things like ask questions, be all lofty. So like my question is like, do you have any advice for living with a significant other? Something
oh my God.
I should learn hypothetically before I would move in or very rapidly after, because I don't want to get myself in trouble.
I mean,
because I love him.
I mean, I'm still learning this process. I went from living with living with my parents to going to college and living with strangers, and then living with friends, and then living with my significant other. So there are different dynamics that I've learned to deal with, and I can tell you the mistakes, and I can tell you what I'm still learning to do. Space is key. Like, please respect each other's space. I never wanted them to feel like I was all over them, and I didn't want them to feel like they were all over me in a way.
Yeah.
So space is good to establish, and a good thing I've learned or am still talking about and discussing with friends and stuff is the importance of giving each other that one-on-one time, because we do have, so much technology that we're starting to lose. And I'm not saying this for, my relationship currently, but I'm saying it could get to a point where like I have an iPad, she has an iPad, we have our phones, then there's a TV, and there's Netflix, and there's other stuff. So it's still good to, I don't, it may seem like I'm always on this or on my phone a lot and stuff, but I do tend to put it down. And if she wants to snuggle or, I'd like to, just make sure that you don't forget that they're in the room with you,
Yes.
So that's something.
It's very interesting because you said two polar opposite things that are very important. It's like, make sure you have your space, but make sure you have each other. And I sort of like that.
Yeah, because it tends to, I tend to be a out like a people person, but then when I'm alone, I know how to be alone. Like I'm okay with being by myself, and like I'm a gamer. We're gamers. I'm okay with being on a video game for hours, and I can waste the whole day doing that.
Yeah.
Being with someone, and especially when you're sharing the same space as them, I have significantly lowered the amount of times I play video games alone. I now play more with her because we're here, she's here, but that's something that I had to tweak. So yeah,
I like it.
Thanks. So yeah.
Oh no problem.
And then of course she can tell you plenty of stuff too. I mean, this is just coming from my perspective, but yeah. Actually, speaking of that whole thing, I actually met the rest of her family last weekend, and it was fun. It was I was nervous because clearly I only know like the inner fam, but then this was like the cousins, the uncles, the aunts, like
that's a big step.
Yeah, so you're moving in with your significant other. I met my significant other's family, like, and it was awesome. They were really nice to me, and we got to eat dinner, and I got to relate to some of the cousins, and it was nice that she introduced me as her girlfriend. It wasn't just like, oh, here's like that friend that I'm just really close with.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, it was a really big step, and I'm proud of her and very happy that I was able to share that with her.
And that's also a blessing. That's also a blessing. The fact that the family was so open and able, you know.
Because they could have been like, they could have just gave me faces like, what is this black looking? What is this? But no, they were really nice and they're polite. And for the most part, like, I don't know how everyone feels. First of all, I don't even speak the language, but you know, they can say whatever they want if it's negative. But I'm one of the things that one of the cousins commented, because you know we took pictures and stuff. So he was behind me and he was like, "You're in the photos now, bam forever." And I was like, "That's the point. Like, that's the goal." Was to, you know. So I was really happy that happened. So yeah.
Oh, look at us! Just like relationship and leveling up.
Could you imagine? Because we've been in this since the beginning of each other's relationships. So look at us still going strong.
Right?
Reflections.
Right? I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Hi. Oh my God. August blessings. Like
Stop it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be another one of those nightcaps. Like, are you like on your period right now? Because remember that one nightcap that we had that you were like, I just love you so much, and I just want to thank you for having nightcap. You were just like trying, like you work your ass off, and you work like 3 jobs, and like you're never home, but you make sure you're here for me. Like that's what it reminded me of. I'm not saying that I don't appreciate it when that happens, but I just
I just got off my period, so I'm not even. I was emotional. Like when I got like the first day, I was like so overwhelmed with like my student loans and stuff, and I was just like crying on the to the lady that I was talking to. I was like, I can't even handle it. Like I can't even talk because you're pissing me off. This is pissing me off. Like, and I really didn't know why. I was clearly student loans suck, but I was just like, I'm crying. Like, I'm just so, and then I checked my credit score, and then it went down because of stupid Sally Mae, and I was just so pissed off about that. So then I was like, and then I got my period. And I was like, oh, that's why I was crying. Okay.
But, wait a minute. I think I texted you about this. Did I make the announcement last nightcap, the fact that I am going to start reshooting my Be Real royalty?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Did I tell you about the first movie I watched?
You told me what you were going to watch, but you didn't tell me how you felt about it afterward.
Okay, yes. So the first movie that I watched is called Pink Angels.
How was it?
It was really good. I thought it was going to be more of an adventure film. So this 1970s film is called Pink Angels, and it follows the lives of this biker gang, and they are gay bikers.
Wait, no, you did, because it had something to do with the banana. Someone called somebody a banana. It was like,
yes,
banana.
I don't even remember what I talked about last nightcap. Damn.
Oh man, I do remember you did say that, and I was like, "That's interesting how they would do that."
Yeah, never mind.
I mean, you could do a brief synopsis. I'm so sorry I cut you off.
No, because I already did it. That would be too brief. The synopsis is about the same film. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Okay, sorry. Oh. I saw The Great Gatsby for the first time ever, and I did not have to read the movie.
What? Oh, wait. So the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and
not the 1970s version.
How'd you like it?
Okay, I
Yeah.
Unlike Pink Angels, which had a budget of nothing, this movie was far too long.
Mm.
It was far too long. It's weird because while me and Cupid were like watching the movie, I just kept on thinking like, I like this movie, but like it's too much. Like palette wise, I was like, it's big and it's big scale and it's like decadent, and I know the book's decadent, but like this is decadent. Like it's not me. I much would have preferred something that was like a little bit more like based in like realism. So I just kept on thinking like, and I know this sounds terrible. Have you ever watched a movie and thought like, okay, like when is it like come on, let's get to the point. I felt myself saying that like a lot in my head.
Yeah.
And he loves the movie. So I was trying not to like be rude, but then like I think we had like 45 minutes left, and I'm like, I need a cigarette. I'm like, this is a 2-hour film, and it doesn't have to be a 2-hour film. And so we watched the end of it. I really liked the ending. So while it didn't get like the best review in my head, days later, I've been thinking a lot about the film, and I really like the story. So I think that this is definitely the type of movie. I think I would have probably liked the source material better. So I should probably read The Great Gatsby.
Well,
you had to read it in school, didn't you?
Well, I read it in college. I read it at Brookdale, but it was because English 101. We had to do the book, like we had to read it, and it was nice for my comprehension. You'll probably understand it, but for my comprehension, I had to go through it with the teacher because otherwise, like chapter by chapter, he talked about why this was there, what the symbolism was for each part. Because there are certain things definitely went over my head. I was like, well, why is he waiting at the light? Like, why do we care about him? Like, what is going on? But I read the book and I liked it. I really did enjoy the book. It was pretty crazy though. Yeah. And then the movie was also like crazy.
Did you think it was too much, or is that just me?
The movie?
I know that that's like the point because of the 20s decadence. Like I'm not lost in that. It's just it was like,
I think the movie tried to make it more like in your face, but really they could have toned it down a little bit because I mean that was probably during the Great Depression and stuff. So
that is part of the reason why The Great Gatsby did not receive as much acclaim as F. Scott Fitzgerald's other books. It sold less copies than his other books. And part of the reason for that is because he's writing about the decadence of the early 20s. So he's writing about the decadence of the early 20s and it was released during the Great Depression. Yeah. So these people are like, I can't relate to this.
No.
They're like this, like, and it was too close to the time. Like during war-torn times, people flocked to the movie theaters to watch musicals. But like reading about the decadence that they had just lost was a little too soon. And as far as like symbolism and stuff, it was funny. Cupid said something to me about later on. For any of you people that didn't see the movie or read the books, Cupid was like, "Oh, I don't understand why he had why they switched cars." And I'm like, don't you understand? I didn't say don't you understand. I said like, oh, well, like to me it makes sense. I'm like, the other guy is like took his wife, and like cars are typically seen as like women, right? So if that man took his wife, he is going to use that man's car like a personal thing that he's going to ride. You know how like people name their cars, you know, Sally or Doris or whatever. Yeah. Like, so he took his car. Like that was him taking, like, that's my prize.
The only thing I'm trying to remember now, because of the book, not so much the movie, was, didn't someone kill someone with that car?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. So can you just briefly catch, spoiler alert to anybody who's not read or watched this. But
right. So yes.
Who killed who with the car and then blamed Gatsby for it?
Daisy killed the mistress, Mabel, with the car while she was drunk driving home on her way from New York City.
Oh, okay. I was like,
And,
somebody got pissed or something.
Yeah. And then that added
on her with the mistress.
Yeah. Yes. No, but it was like one of those things where like she was running outside because she saw her husband in that car right beforehand. So she was like, oh. So yeah. So she thought it was them. But also the funny thing in the movie, the thing that I thought was funny in the movie is like the car that was like flying by. It was like going like 200 miles an hour. I'm like, cars back in the day went like 40 miles an hour max.
This is historically inaccurate. Can we point out?
I know. No, seriously. No. I was like saying things like that, and I was like I was saying stuff like that in my head. I was like, stop it. It's stylized. Okay. But it was fun. I was like, this is like I understand stylized, but I'm like, that's really just ridiculous. I'm like,
I'm trying to remember. There was some other part, and I feel like maybe it had to do with Black people, but maybe it didn't have to do with Black people.
Are you talking about the Black people, or in the movie or in the book?
I think in the book. I'm trying to think if there was something that was said or something that happened, and. Or maybe it was just like the husband was hella racist. That is what I'm trying to remember. Not Gatsby. Or maybe he was. Gatsby could have been racist too. But I think the husband was more of a derogatory guy. Like he was very blunt and just didn't care for others, especially Daisy. Because I remember that. And then Gatsby was kind of like, you should come to me and be with me. And she was like, I don't know.
Well, you know what? She's a bad word anyway, just because if she didn't like him when he was nothing, then
she shouldn't be with him trying to be a gold digger.
Yep. And then also at the end of the day too, when you think about it, he did everything for her and still that ended up being the thing. Yeah. It didn't. It wasn't worth anything. So that is our Great Gatsby rant.
Hey, thanks for bringing up a classic.
Excellent. See, look, I actually did have a topic. I was worried.
Oh, you're fine. I've plenty of stuff to talk about.
I was going to say, you said that you had a lot of stuff you wanted to talk about.
The main thing that I'm going to bring up is the fact that someone in this room is obsessed with Overcooked. So Overcooked 2, if you don't know what Overcooked is, it is a multiplayer game where you in fact make meals in kitchens that are set in very wild scenarios, and you get to pick a cook. I prefer to play as a Black girl with glasses avatar because I am a Black girl with glasses. And baby, she is currently loving the alligator crocodile but wants to be a dinosaur chef. And we play like together to make all of these dishes. And it's like, it's timed. And then it's kind of set in like a Super Mario world level where you go from world to world and you have to like, cook like a bunch of turkeys and French fries. And one stage is like a bunch of sushi. And then another stage, it could be a bunch of burritos. Like I don't know. It's really fun. It's more fun the more people you have with you. And so the sequel to the first game came out like a week or two ago, and I physically bought the copy as well. So we've been playing that, and it has been fun. So yeah, check out Overcooked 2. So far we have come to the consensus that the first one is most likely better than the second one, but the second one, you can throw the food. So there's times where you're running around the kitchen and you're trying to like chop food, and then you got to put it in the oven, and then you got to cook it, and then you got to run. This time you can throw the food at your partner so they can do it. The first game you can't do that.
Okay.
So it sounds, if you haven't seen it, it sounds ridiculous of what I'm saying, but when you see it and then you actually play it, It's so fun, and we would love if you played with us.
And is it couch co-op?
Yeah, so the first game was definitely couch co-op. The second game is not only couch co-op but online.
Ooh, so me and Cupid, when we get our apartments, we can play it against or with you guys.
Yes, and we both have PlayStation Plus, so it's not like, where I don't know how it works because I don't really invite friends to play games with me online, but I'm pretty sure we can share the gameplay like how you did with me with Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would love if you guys could play with us, and we would be. The only thing I would like for us to do, because we know each other, would be to talk in the mics, but I don't know how to operate that, like how to set that up.
You're so funny.
Because both of us are using this one PlayStation right now. So I don't know if it's because like when I bring mine over, like if we play from two different PlayStations, that my mic will work and her mic will work. I don't know how that works, but
even if you were playing co-op wise, one person could have the mic and it would be linked to the controller. I know when me and Maggie used to play Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies mode, one of us would have the mic in and the other would be like, it would be like chock full of Moxie plus guest, and she wouldn't have the mic.
Oh, okay, so I guess that's how that works then.
And also, I have the when you have the PlayStation camera, it's got the mic built in. If we wanted to do the group of us talking to each other.
Oh, I didn't. Well, because that's interesting. Because I do have the PlayStation camera, and I had it plugged in, but I couldn't hear anyone. And
you'd hear other people from your headphones, and then they would hear you from the speaker of the camera
without it being on. Well, because I didn't have the camera up.
Yeah.
I only had it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Wow. Well, I plugged it out now. I was scared of people hearing it. So.
You were like, I was not ready for some BB hour. Oh my gosh.
Huh.
Oh man, I'm gonna like skew this Cupid, if you're watching. Cupid saw a sign that said BB.
Aww.
And he went to go take a picture when he was driving. I forget what it was. So Cupid, shout that out on the side. I don't know which side. Just is it that way or that way? I don't know. Shout that out. Okay. Oh, see, she's a professional YouTuber, so she knows. See, I see because we see the opposite of what we're doing. So yeah, shout that out in the comments section. So yeah. So that kind of sounds like Cook Serve. It kind of sounds like a mashup between Cook Serve Delicious and Cooking Mama.
Probably in all of this, yes. I've never played those games.
Oh my gosh, okay, Cooking Mama, by the way, is the best game, and it's also such a racist game. It's got this little anime chibi form of like a woman, and she just runs around and she's like, and like you have to cook and you're trying to cook better than her, and she'll say things like, "Are you better than Mama?"
What?
And she's saying, "Are you better than Mama?" And then she'll also say, if you do something wrong, she'll say, "Ooh, not mine." Like that's what she says.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on.
She says, "Ooh, not mine." Ooh, are you better than Mama? And it's kind of racist, but I kind of love it. And my favorite is when she says, "Ooh, not mine." I think if you look up on YouTube, "Ew, not mine," like there's this like gay man playing playing Cooking Mama. Ew, not mine.
That's what I'm Googling right now.
Yeah. Oh. And you see the gay man. Here, wait. I'll skip to the point where she says it.
That's mine. Okay, now you're making me.
Here, wait. Listen, guys.
Okay, so I got. Okay, that's easy. Excellent!
Not mine.
Not mine. That's mine. Okay, now you're making me laugh. It's not even fair. Okay, there we go. I thought it was.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Like,
You're not
and then like,
mine.
look at her. She's rendezvous. Better than mama.
So
I'm
this
sorry,
was
don't-
released.
Yeah, that was released. It's you that man. Better than
And
mama.
no one had a problem with how she was speaking. Oh my god.
But also, I think it was like, it's not a the funny thing is that it's not a parody.
That's real.
That's real. Like it's probably like it was probably like an import from, Japan, and then they probably got some like person to do the voiceovers over in Japan, and she had a heavy accent, and I love it.
And then they just kept it in, and America just ate that up. Like, yeah.
I'm surprised you've never, but then again, also you were kind of like a hardcore gamer at that time.
I mean,
So
I've heard of Cooking Mama. I just never played it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I just
Ooh,
never
that
heard
nice.
it.
Excellent.
No.
Are you better than mama?
It reminds me of like all sorts of like Margaret Cho, just hi, I'm American. Like the way that she like parodies,
And she's like, hello kitty.
Hello.
And then she's like, and then all of a sudden she'll be like, hello kitty. And then she'll be like, Hello Kitty's just a pussy with no mouth.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Which is another term for cat. So don't
Yes.
unmonetize us, YouTube.
Please, hang out
We
with
don't
us.
we don't have monetization here. Because we don't need your cents. We don't need your cents.
We need your dollars.
I'm like all 2 viewers in this dog and pony show. It's out of love. We do this out of love. So we should play Cooking Mama. We should bring that back.
I would love to play this and just, I mean, because I've
You
never
should stream
I'll probably mod it. Yeah, either not mod it. I'm sorry. Yeah, like I'd stream it, but I probably play it on an emulator or something because I don't know what it's even on. What is it on? PlayStation?
No, that's on Wii.
Wii. You have a Wii.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll play it at your house because I don't have a Wii, and I'm not trying to have a Wii. I don't want any of that.
Are you better than Mama? In which case, then we need to get a video card to like record it if you want footage.
Ooh, not mine.
Ooh, not mine.
I mean, I
Better
could
than
just bring
Mama.
my Canon or something, or I don't know, my iPad. Just tape. I don't know. These are projects. These are questions.
These are super questions. I have been watching a lot of YouTube recently.
Wow, you sound sad when you say this.
No, because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of my time. I've been watching a lot of this girl she used to work for BuzzFeed. Her name is Sophia Nygaard.
Oh,
And
I know her. Yeah.
Right? She does a lot of she'll
He's
like
her boyfriend and stuff.
yes. And he's cute. They're so cute. Thank you. They're so cute together.
I know my YouTube. I know my BuzzFeed people that did or didn't work there.
See, I wasn't a BuzzFeed person. I preferred Rev3.
I don't know who that is.
That they had Rev3 Gaming, and it was like a gaming channel, but they had personalities, and I shipped that, and that is defunct. But they're better organized. I don't know. I feel like they're less scary in concept than less scary. It's kind of crazy how I know this is getting hypothetical. I think it's crazy how YouTube started out as a little man's game, and then big conglomerates they figured out the formula, and then they got all these little peons to do the things, and then they made these huge giant corporations, and now the corporations are falling.
Oh, completely.
I think that's great. Huh?
They know what's hot. They know what's hip. Sorta.
Yeah, it's all because they were like, oh yeah, you want to produce videos? Do it under our name, and we get to own all the stuff that you produce. But yeah,
you can keep maybe 1% of the profits. But
we
own everything else.
They're you get a salary. You get a salary, so you don't get anything for your actual videos.
Even though you're the one that makes the videos. We're just the one that sponsors you and gives you bread and life and water. That's okay.
Yeah.
They'll thank us later. We're making you popular.
But it's almost like it was like a weird form of slavery. But the only thing that those kids walked out of those situations with, they can produce stuff like nobody's business, and they can do it in like a second.
Well, that's what it seems to be. Seems to be some of the reasons why people leave. And I like when they, even though it's kind of like, it's not really like a FU to like the company that left.
No.
I like those videos where they're like, well, this is why I left, because basically I couldn't have creative freedom to do whatever I wanted, which is the main reason why I was doing YouTube in the first place. Like, I like listening to those because I'm like, all right, well, that makes me more aware.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. But also, if you think about it, when they left, like they had the skills to like boom. There's a reason why those kids like have like millions of followers.
It's funny that, you know, how they were there, and like you said, they already had the skills, but then when they left, they had better skills. Like they even had higher skills. So I'm happy for them. Side note, because you mentioned BuzzFeed, I don't know if you know a lot of BuzzFeed people. There's this one specific Black girl that's on, well, I don't even know if she's on BuzzFeed that much anymore. I haven't done the research yet. But this is one Black girl that I've seen twice now in real life.
No way.
Yes. The first time I saw her at the march, the Dyke March, and I was like, that looks like that girl from BuzzFeed. But then I didn't want to go up to her and be like, hey, are you that girl from BuzzFeed? And I didn't. I saw her the whole time. And I was like, I think that's her.
You should have, because you've had your own quote unquote fans. Well, I don't mean to say quote unquote fans, but you've had your own people that have seen you in situations and didn't say anything and commented to you, and you're like,
you should say hi. So I saw her that one time, right? And then when I mentioned that we went to see Crazy Rich Asians, I saw her again at the theater and
That's
didn't
crazy.
say anything. Because I was like, is that the same girl? Is she? She's got to be the girl. But I didn't say anything again because I was like, you know, she was with someone at the time and they looked like they were picking out movies. And I felt like if I just went up to her and I was like, hey, are you that girl from BuzzFeed? Like, I just didn't want to ruin her night. So I just was like, let me just stay to myself. But if I see this chick a third time, I'm going to ask, because now it's like straight up in the works of, hey, you are that girl from BuzzFeed. What's up? Hi. I like your video. Like, what do you say?
Just say, hey, you're so-and-so from BuzzFeed, right? And then either they say yes or no, and then just say, I appreciate your videos.
Oh, okay. That sounds so easy when you and her.
No, you don't have to be like super gushy about it. Just be like, you know, I really appreciate your content. Anything, because I don't necessarily even consider myself like a content creator. I know I half-ass create content, but like not really. But like basically anything that you think, if you heard in real life that isn't creepy, you can say.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, like I really liked it when you said X, Y, or Z because you said my story. Or, you know, like, oh, I have my bell icon, you know, for your videos or whatever. You know, but like saying like, oh, I watched all your videos. I love that one time that you did this. That might be a little too much, but
yeah. I guess that's why I've stopped. Another reason why I stopped myself from just approaching, because I'm just like, I don't know, is it? There's another person on the internet that I've seen in real life on the train, and I didn't say hi because I was just like, I don't know. But I tweeted them later. I was like, I saw you on the train and I just wasn't sure. And she's like, oh, you should have said something. I was like, fuck. I should have said something.
Like weirdly enough, like when it comes to YouTube, I think people do things on YouTube to connect to people. And it's more so than necessarily like people that like are in like entertainment, you know, like they're doing it for a craft. But I think YouTube is all about creating a sense of community. So I don't think that you would really have an issue with somebody like with you going to somebody and just being like, hey, you know, like, I appreciate your stuff. Like, I don't think anybody would really have an issue. And if they do,
It's
they
just
shouldn't
like,
be doing it.
yeah. I have to just have more confidence. And maybe also because I'm just not used to seeing people from internet in real life being here.
I'm like,
just
you're
kinda
in New York. You're in New York.
And I'm not, like, when it happens, I'm not mentally prepared to be like, oh, I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh, but then in real life, I'm like, But then in the mind, I'm like, oh, should I say hi? Oh my God, they know I'm here. I'm like, if I don't say anything, I'm not gonna see them ever again. Don't say anything. Don't be a freak. Like, don't be weird. Anything. And then I tweet them later. Hey, I saw you. Like a freak.
I think I feel like that's actually worse.
I know. I just have to get balls. I mean, I have to grow a bigger vagina and just go up to them and be like, hey, appreciate your stuff. Like,
you need to man up your ovaries.
Yes. Come on, ovaries. Get it together, brain, and just like suck it up and just do it. Because I feel, you know, what's the worst that could happen, honestly? So yes, thank you for listening to my story.
And also, shout out to Rodney. I hope you're okay.
Right, Rodney, where are you?
We love you.
Miss
We're
you.
concerned.
We love you.
Oh my gosh, wait a second. I'm going to send him a tweet because that is not creepy at all.
Oh, Rodney?
Yeah, I am legitimately all right. So guys, right now I am sending out a tweet to Rodney. Rodney or at
I'd be the one like, oh my God, I hope we're not interrupting him. Like, he could be having a like special time, and then we're just like, Rodney, get on the internet and watch us.
No. I don't even. It's not even about that. I'm like, I just want to make sure he's okay. Like no, like wait a second.
Hey, we hope you're all right out there.
I'm like, never mind. I don't know Rodney's.
You don't? I do.
Look at us. We're literally trying to stalk a viewer.
This is how much we care for you. And if you want us to care for you like how we care for Rodney, then give us your Twitter handle and we'll find you.
We will find
you.
And we'll tweet at you.
Rod. Hold on. It's okay. His name is, should I say it on a thing?
Just give me like the first 3 letters because I'm pretty sure I just can't find it.
It's MAG. And then there's an underscore.
Yes, I found it. Yep.
Okay, cool. I was like, I don't know. Okay. Phew. I don't want to put his business all out there. Oh my God. Now that I'm on Twitter, I remembered this thing. There's 2 things I wanted to talk about real quick, but I wasn't sure if you've heard any of them. Just checking on you there. So did you see that they have their Mulan? Disney has they picked the actress for Mulan.
No. Hopefully she is Asian and a woman.
Yes. That's as good as we've gotten. She is, hold on. She's they find its link. I'm trying to figure out what else. Oh, okay. So it's Liu Yifei. That's who's the that's Mulan. And then they found their Ling today. From what I've heard 2 hours ago, they found Ling. I'm not sure if they're gonna. They said so far I've read that they didn't cast Li Shang because Li Shang isn't supposed to be the love interest. It's supposed to be someone else.
Okay.
We're all kind of hoping that Li Shang is a part of it because he's low key a bisexual icon in Mulan. So we're kind of like, oh, I wonder if Li Shang is gonna still be in it. So,
she looks good. She is Asian and a woman.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I forget what I was watching, But oh, I know exactly what I was watching, and you'd kill me if I told you.
Oh, what was it?
It was no, you'll hate me. The internet will hate me.
Why?
No. I was watching Roseanne had an interview with Animal. Animal? And what's his name? Animal?
How do you spell it?
It's like a musician. Roseanne. Animal. Interview. I don't even know what his name is. But
Wow.
it was like a big it's like I was just watching because I was like, oh, Roseanne is making her own content or whatever. I just thought it would be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because the person who as I'm watching YouTube while conducting a YouTube thing. So I thought it was interesting that the gentleman that she had on the air with her, wait, what's his name? It is Animali.
And how do you
AN0MALY. He's like a musician or something. Anomaly. There we go.
I still don't even know who that is, but okay, sure.
I think it's like a musician, but he was talking about, it was very interesting. He was talking about the fact that I think it was Scarlett Johansson was supposed to play like a trans woman in something.
Oh yeah.
And like everybody freaked out. And it was just because it's like you're taking jobs away from like trans people. And then it was interesting because he was talking about the fact that he's like, this is the same industry that said like we need to make more jobs for women. And also 5 years before, if a woman portrayed a trans woman on the TV, that was groundbreaking.
I mean,
it was. Felicity Huffman received a Academy Award for portraying a trans woman.
No, it's not the problem of Scarlett Johansson portraying a trans woman as much as it is Scarlett Johansson. Like, can you just not? You literally just tried to play a half Asian woman. Basically, you went for the role and got a role of a Japanese woman for a Japanese show, which you should not have done. And then you just think, oh, I'm Scarlett Johansson. I'm going to just go for this role, which could have gone to someone who is actually transgender. It's not the problem of her being a woman. And
no, that's not the problem. No.
I was like, well, there's plenty of people. Why is Scarlett Johansson in the running for this?
Do you know why?
Why? Because of star power?
That is why. Why.
Completely. But I'm like, so don't get mad. Not you, but I'm saying Scarlett Johansson, her people or whatever it is. It's like, you know that you're doing this, and then the people react to what you're doing, and then you get offended that people are acting that way. But I'm like, but you can't have the privilege and then act like you don't know why people are mad at you, and then you're like, oh well, I'm not going to do it anymore because clearly it's supposed to be a role for someone else. Like, no, you should have just never done it. Like, there's plenty. You're already in the Avengers. You already did, like, what was that movie I just mentioned? Ghost in the Shell. And then and then who's after her? Emma Stone, who's going to play a half Asian woman. Like, you can't do this. You can't. And I can see if Scarlett and Emma Stone were like half Asian. Like, if they were like Keanu Reeves, but not even, because at least Keanu Reeves is like sort of Filipino. Like, he actually does have Asian in his family. Would not have him as a Japanese man. But Scarlett Johansson.
You know what even it's well, I mean, come on, look at, I don't even know.
If Scarlett Johansson can play a and Olivia Munn, Olivia Munn though,
She's half Japanese.
By the way, hey Rodney, he just slid up in the slid up in the chat and said like Olivia Munn, and I just kept going like. By the way, yeah, and
Oh
I
my
haven't even
gosh.
seen that movie, but
I
Olivia-
did. I liked it. I like Olivia Munn. I like
Olivia
Attack of the Show.
Munn.
I like Attack of the Show.
I
still
love Attack of the Show.
I still watch clips from it.
But should she have played Psylocke though?
Yeah.
There was some hesitation there. If she could play, if Scarlett Johansson can play an Asian woman and a trans woman,
technically, also like Psylocke is really an English woman that died and is now in the body of an Asian assassin. If you want to get technical about
that's being played by a white woman, and it's fine. Like it's okay. If they can do this, I should be able to play a white woman.
Wait,
I should be able to
but
play a white
she's
woman.
Asian. Olivia Munn is Asian. She's half. Yes, which means that she's Asian. If Halle Berry is half and black, then
yes. But Halle Berry, even though she's half, she can't play a white woman. She can only play a black woman. She is never. You've never seen Halle Berry in The Help featuring her being the white woman who has slaves. Like, no, Halle Berry is a halfie who is only black. Mariah Carey is a halfie who can only be black. Olivia is a halfie who can pass for white but still get Asian roles away from full Asian people because she's half Asian and in appeasing to the camera and to the world as white. This is what's happening. And the directors and the people who get the money and give the money as someone who is acceptable as passing. So even when let's bring it back to Mulan real quick. Mulan took so long to cast people because they didn't want to cast Asian people. Can you imagine a story where it's based in effing China and they don't want Chinese people in it? They want white people in it.
Do you know what that's? I don't even think that's a like. They want white people in it.
Sure, they don't.
No. Wait.
Yep. Go ahead.
Let's think about the business model though. Let's think about the business model. So we have Disney, who is a conglomerate that is all about the United States and being visually appealing for every place in the world, right? Disney World, they want to take over our world, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they are thinking their typical business model in Hollywood is to cast people that everybody know, right? What did they do when it came to Beauty and the Beast? They cast a whole bunch of well-knowns for Beauty and the Beast, right? You have Emma Watson. You have the singing lady, the wardrobe.
Clearly, we only know Emma Watson at this point.
No, I know Emma Watson. I know. Oh, damn it! I have a song by her.
The black lady.
Audra McDonald.
Who was on Broadway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Super crazy. So they went with like well-knowns. You know, maybe not the best of knowns. Like maybe not the best, but they're also the same people that are like, oh, let's do Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp is 1/18th Native American, so he can play Tonto, right? But they are a big conglomerate that they are used to using star power. Mm-hmm. So this was an inkling where they distinctly needed to say, okay, we're not going to be able to cast the way that we typically do. And that's what could have taken the length. Maybe it's not necessarily because they didn't want to cast Asians, but maybe because they needed to spread their net out wider than they typically did. That's what I'm thinking. Because they couldn't just we'll make the things to all these people. Like, no, now they need it because they had to go with unknowns, and they're spending a lot of money on this production, right? So they can't let it flop with something that they're like, I don't know, you know. And
No,
don't get
I
me,
can excuse that though.
but also don't get me wrong, because freaking Mulan, if you look at the imagery and the symbolism, like, what country was that in? What country was that in?
China?
All right, then how come there were geishas?
No, that's Japan. China has
Exactly.
a different. Well,
Mulan dressed up as a what?
not a geisha. It wasn't a geisha. Geishas are two different things.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is that like they like used what they wanted to from Asian culture. It was not true to any specific country.
I don't want to say it was his. Oh, I can't even say that because it actually kind of what they did base it off of a real story about a woman who did
do that. Yes,
help the army win. I don't want to say the whole war or a war, but at the same time, there are well-known Asian people that we've seen in things. Why didn't they just cast them if they needed star power? Like, we know Lucy Liu, we know Jackie Chan, we know Jet Li, we know, you know, they use the same people. Like, we could have casted that 6 months ago. Why is it now they're releasing people with names? And like Rodney Ting said, oh, I'm pointing over there. But like Rodney Ting said earlier, that person who is Mulan is pretty popular. She may not be popular here in America.
Yeah.
But she's popular over in, I'm assuming this is China because I read her name and it sounded pretty Chinese.
Okay.
But I mean, there are some people that are coming over from China that are kind of pushing their way in. Like, did you watch The Meg? Okay. There's a lot of movies that are I want to say distributed or budgeted through Chinese production studios, and The Meg is one of them for sure, because you could tell by like the first things that pop up before you get to see the preview for the movie. They show you the companies who provided or who sponsored it, whatever. Anyway, in that movie, there is a Chinese actress who I now know because I've seen her in other things. Okay. She's popular in China, but they are like sort of transitioning over to American stuff. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we could have just used that chick. Like, clearly in America, they all look the same anyway. Like, this is not my opinion. This is not my view. I'm saying America. Oh my God, yes. Stephen Yeun. I don't know if Stephen Yeun's going to be in it in Mulan, but I love Jimmy O Yang. He's dope. Both of these people. Oh wait, was Stephen Yeun in Crazy Rich Asians? Jesus. I don't.
They should have just used everybody from the cast of like Fresh Off the Boat. Just use the entire cast.
They took two people. They took two people from Fresh Off the Boat. The main woman, which is Jessica Constance Wu, which is the main person from Crazy Rich Asians, and then they used Randall Park, so Jessica in the character, her husband, in this Stephen Yeun, right? Okay, so in Fresh Off the Boat, there's the husband's brother, who was played by Ken Jeong, and Ken Jeong is in Crazy Rich Asians. So they are recycling Asian people we've seen in other things.
Wait a minute. So maybe they were just waiting because of their production schedule, and that this is the period of time that they typically release this stuff? I'm just saying, because those are production images. It's not like it's like, this released and then it's like just a thing. Because, I mean, wasn't it around summertime when they released production images for a year and a half before Beauty and the Beast? And I thought the live-action Jungle Book was coming first.
Yeah.
Or the live-action The Lion King was coming first.
Yeah, the way that Disney is doing these live-action, I wish they wouldn't, but the way that they're going about the live-action, because the one you didn't mention yet, which was taking a while, and then they started taking...
The Little Mermaid, and they're not doing it, right?
No, Aladdin. they took a long time to release who they were going to play as Aladdin. And a lot of people, one of the main reasons why it took so long was because the people that they were initially trying to go with weren't really the right kind of people to go with.
Okay.
I.e. not, even though Agrabah is not a real place, clearly it's not in Indiana. You can't have Indian, but then again, what's that movie? The Gods of Egypt or whatever came out, and everybody was basically white except for the God of Wisdom, which was, who was that? And I only learned this from my cousins today, that I think Chadwick Boseman was in it for like 5 minutes, and everybody else was just like, all right, cool, Egypt, this is what happened. Oh my God, Harry Shum Jr. is, if you know him, Harry Shum Jr., he was in Glee. He was on this show now called Shadowhunters. Didn't watch it. Harry Shum Jr. is Rich Asians, but he's in it for literally 5 seconds, like right after the movie's over. So what was the point of having him in it? Oh my God, Jason Scott Lee. Oh. See, I know these people's names, Daniel Wu. Like I know some of them now, but because I've seen them, basically an article saying, "How come we haven't seen this person in a movie yet? What's going on?" Like, you know why. And production and star power, clearly. They need to have star power for these movies. And that's what I understand about your point, was they do need to have people to come and see this. They need reasons for people to come and see it. And they need to be people, i.e. white people. There need to be names that are known, aka white people. Like you cannot, because you cannot tell me that.
I do not.
You don't condone it, but it happens. It's not.
I'm sure it does, and I'm sure it's my white privilege that.
I think you're just very optimistic.
Maybe I'm very optimistic, and also I think probably a reason why I'm not necessarily, the reason why, like, I don't necessarily think origins as far as like casting with like color. The reason why it doesn't affect. And the reason why I think I see it differently is I see it from like an actor's standpoint. And so, because like growing up, I was always told the guy in the King and I'm Hungarian. So my relatives, my dad was like, oh yeah, the guy that was in the King and he was Hungarian. He wasn't Indian, but like his skin was darker. And he was able to, and they were dialect wise, you were able to get it. So I see the craft in that. So that's why I can't necessarily be like if you're, and I know that this sounds weird, especially is controversial, especially for today, but if you are not perfect for the role, but if you take your time and you craft as much of an honest sort of performance that is respectful of the culture and you take your time with it, then I don't necessarily, I know that the role didn't go to somebody that could have, but especially if it's like nitpicking between, well, this character is supposed to be Japanese and they're Korean, or this person's supposed to be, Middle Eastern, but it's Italian, or vice versa. I think as long as if you maneuver it in a way, if the actors are maneuvering it in a way to where it's not, to where they're being respectful of the culture, I don't necessarily see an issue. I do see an issue when people aren't getting jobs. I get that. But as far as like the like art aspect of it, I'm like, I don't know.
No,
sorry.
That's completely fair.
It's a different perspective. Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I guess I see like the art of it.
No, that's fair, because that does happen. I'm not saying that never happens. There are roles that people were like, you know what, it could have. I know we were looking for this person, but they showed research. They did clout. They had they didn't have clout, but it could have been. Let me go with Crazy Rich Asians again. Crazy Rich Asians, it's a story about supposed to be an Asian American girl who falls in love with a guy who turns out to be the Prince of Asia. First of all, I said Asian American girl. She's supposed to be Asian. In the book, she's Asian. Her last name is Chu. When the movie was in production, they wanted to cast a white woman and change the story around.
Wait, that doesn't make sense from a...
Yes, it does, because it's Hollywood. That's what happens. But what happened was they had a casting call. They had people of different ethnicities to go out for that role. And I'm pretty sure they were probably going to go with a white woman. However, Constance Wu, who ended up being the role, she went out for that role once. The only thing was her schedule with Fresh Off the Boat wouldn't allow it. Like she was missing it by like a 4-month period. Like she would have been in filming for the show and then had to have like done that. So what she did, which was out of character apparently for actresses and actors, she emailed the director and told him or asked him, hey, I would love to audition for this again, or I would love to audition for this. I understand being an Asian American woman. I can do this role justice. And they gave it to her because she was like, I can work hard. So she had to ask, as an Asian American woman, to be in this movie about Asian American culture and Singaporean culture, just so that role wouldn't go to someone else who had no idea. Basically, they could work hard and be in it, of course.
Yeah.
But why did that have to happen? Because of star power. Like, oh, well, you know, a whole movie about Asian people isn't going to go over as well unless we have someone who could be in that role. And I'm not getting rid of that.
No.
Because even in that book, the main character, I didn't read the book yet, but I read that in that book, the main character talks about how she never dated Asian guys.
Okay.
So even the main character emasculates Asian men, even though her boyfriend is an Asian guy, and she goes to meet his Asian family. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand how this doesn't. I understand what it is, but it's just it's hard because there are a lot of actors who could have done that role, you know, and for other movies. There are plenty of people that could do roles like that, but it's just difficult when there are roles that you could assume, hey, that could go to someone, and you see someone like Scarlett Johansson or Emma Stone, or I don't want to throw in Halle Berry in it because I don't really see her doing a bunch of stuff, but we'll go with Olivia Munn and all of these other people. You're like, but we've seen you in other stuff. We've seen you play things. We know you have the work ethic.
Yeah.
But why did you think this particular role? Like, you could have gone for literally anything else. And I don't even say that about white women, because there are black women that do it too. Or there are black girls that are, and it's a phenomenon too, but there are tons of light-skinned black women that go for these roles when it's basically the same the same structure. You clearly know what kind of black women are acceptable in Hollywood's eyes. It's usually the light skin. It's basically, what's her name? Who got married to Prince Harry?
Meghan Markle.
It's basically Meghan Markle. That's who black is in Hollywood. It's kind of like they're accepted. Besides, what's her name from Walking Dead and everybody in Black Panther, Lupita Nyong'o. Let's excuse her. Let's excuse everyone who's like half white. Basically, if you're black and you're going to be in the main girl of a movie, you have to look like Meghan Markle. So not
Gabrielle Union. Come on.
Gabrielle Union. Okay, besides, what's that movie? The cheerleading movie. Bring It On. Besides Bring It On, what do you know Gabrielle Union for?
Wait, didn't she do like a lot of stuff?
Like what?
I saw commercials. I didn't see the movies.
Sure you did. I know you saw commercials, but what was the movie for?
I don't know.
I didn't
even see Bring It On.
Oh, Jesus. You didn't say Bring It On. Oh,
No, I didn't.
Such a good movie. Oh, Kirsten Dunst. Oh, I love her and I remember her. She's
Right,
great.
and I think the only white woman that can be like that you can like colorblind cast to anything, and just because she's so interesting, is Tilda Swinton. Right? She could be anything because like she's an oddball.
She's so odd, but then she was also on that bridge of where Scarlett Johansson and Emma Stone were, because it was like,
but everybody was mildly okay with it.
Mildly okay, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean?
Mildly okay with it.
But it's because she's such an interest, like she's barely human. You know what I mean? Like when she's on the screen, she's not even human. Like, how could you say that she's white or black or Asian or anything? Like, she's not even, like, she's like an alien. And
she's
I accept
basically
that.
an alien. Yeah.
I accept that. Like, they could.
She's so odd. That's the thing. I know she's white only because of what she looks like, but I did see her in Doctor Strange.
Isn't she like, and she's like Welsh. She's like that, like, transparent white.
I don't know. She's like foreign white. I know she ain't from America, but I know she's still technically, you can't call her black, so she basically white. But I saw her in Doctor Strange and Okja, which is a Korean movie. It was basically Korean / American movie, but she was. But yeah, in both of those movies. Well, Doctor Strange, she played the Asian. It's just like, I don't know if she was like the Messiah or something, or like the teacher or the know-all.
And it wasn't, and it was supposed to be a man as well.
Yeah. Right? So
yeah,
I assume, I don't know.
She's like transcended upon like race, sexuality. She's just like a fluid of like alien.
Sure. She just,
in my opinion,
she just looks like an alien to me, and I guess that's why it was okay. Her
I think any pseudo-sexual or pseudo-non-sexual role, I think like, yes, she could do it. It's like, you're going to be a monk that's been celibate for 180 years. Tilda. There we go.
But then I
also
do want to make sure that what I am saying does not mean that everything I've said, I just want black people to do it. I'm not saying, I don't want anyone to be like, Joyce saying this because she just wants black people and stuff. I'm like, no. I just mean everyone.
You want accurate portrayals of characters, or at least even just background being a little bit more squared up.
Yes, I'm okay with white people doing the roles, but
no.
There's some people that need to like take it back a bit. Like Scarlett, you can sit down. You can sit down for a couple of auditions. Emma Stone, you can sit down for like 1 or 2 auditions. You're not technically going anywhere. Tilda, UI, like,
admit it, she's all right. Admit it.
She but you could have sat down for one. You could have sat down and just been like, let me just like, I'll get another role like somewhere. You could have sat that one out. Who else? Who was the last person I said? Like, she definitely could have sat down too. And then it was like, no, you didn't. And then you put yourself out there on Front Street. And then but you know who I love really? Meryl Streep. I love her. Like, something about her.
She could play a black woman.
She could play any woman. Like,
she could play a black woman.
Hasn't she though? Hasn't she played a man? Hasn't she played a black? Like, she's played people, and I've been like, yes.
She could play a light-skinned black woman who has to pass in South Africa during the apartheid.
Well, I would like to see that. I don't know how I would.
But you know what? She wouldn't take the role though. She wouldn't take the role.
You know what? That's why we like her more for it, because she could play it, but then she's like, you know what? No. And then that's it. And then we'll be like, oh my God. She could have went for that role, but then she decided to, what did she do? Sit her ass down and didn't audition for a role because she knew that was trouble. She knew that was going to be a thing, that we were going to look at her sideways.
Which, isn't that worse? Isn't that worse to be playing the game so hard that you're like, my popularity versus my paycheck?
Well, no, it's not. it's not like a matter of stunting, like, oh, I'm too good for this role. It's kind of like I could have gone out for it, but I decided not to because there's clearly actors and actresses that could play that better than what I could bring to the table as Meryl Streep, let's say. I'm sure she probably turned down roles, but I mean, if you are in that position where you are a well-established actor or actress, and if it's for the sake of your art, are you going to sacrifice that? Or is it just a paycheck to you? Are you just like, I'm out here getting these roles as soon as possible? Like, why are you an actor then? Why are you an actress? Is it for the art? Are you really in it for the movie to thrive and flourish and for that movie to be taken seriously and get the point across? Or are you just like, oh, I'm Robert Downey Jr. and I can do whatever the fuck I want? Like, this is just what I do. And if I take a paycheck, it's because I'm Robert Downey Jr. Like, and I just use him because that's the first actor I came up with. Ah, man. Oh, okay, Ronnie. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Oh, see, you know what? Okay, did you know that there was an Aaliyah movie?
Of course. No, I didn't.
Okay, so yeah,
what was it for? Like Lifetime?
Probably. I didn't see it. I don't even have Lifetime, but I didn't even want to see it. So Ronnie said it's like when Zendaya turned down the Aaliyah role and Alexandra Shipp took all the backlash for it. Haha. Yeah, because you know Zendaya, right? Do you know Zendaya?
Yeah, wasn't she a Disney kid?
Yes.
Or no, Nickelodeon kid?
No, Disney. You're right. Yeah, Zendaya is now kind of like on the up and up. She's also mixed. She looks more, you'd put her on the black side more than the white side, but you can tell she's mixed with the black.
Wait, is she the girl that was in The Greatest Showman?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. No, I would definitely. Oh, I can't even say something like that.
Why not?
Like, is she on the more white list or more on the like black? Which would you put her on?
Nah.
Actually, you know what? I would mark her as a Meghan Markle.
There you go.
Personally.
Yeah, there you go. It's
But
it's
if she wanted to in like old timey 1940s Hollywood, if she wanted to go out for something as a like Middle Eastern, she could. I would not get angry at her.
That's the thing. It's when you are so, I'm going to use the term ambiguous.
Yes, and that's exactly what it is. Every tampon commercial has a light-skinned, caramel-colored girl, dark eyes, brown hair with light color throughout it, tall. She's ambiguous. You're not supposed to know where she's from.
Yeah,
because she could be anyone.
But you can still throw her in the black category. Like, nah, I'm pretty sure she's black. Like somebody, either her mama or her daddy black. But you know she's.
And the white girls also take ownership of her as well.
They're like, oh my god, she's like kind of one of us, but then like not really, but then yay.
No, she's got like a nice tan. She just went to Beach Bomb.
Like island tan. Yeah, I was gonna say what tanning. Yeah. I don't even know tanning shops. Yeah, she does consider herself black, which is cool.
Yeah.
But she does know that she is in Hollywood, and that's what they look for is girls that like you're black, but don't be too black. Like just be black enough, but then dial that a little bit down. Like we need you to be like, we don't want to say white, but we just need you to be more approachable, be more, not neck rolly, just be more hi, I'm here, like I'm Paula. Please just be someone who can play Paula.
That is just a stereotype. It has nothing to do with skin. That is so dumb. What?
Oh my god, I wish I could just clip that, take that what you just said and like put it somewhere.
I'm like, no, because like wait, no. Wait, what are you? Wait. No, I'm not talking about Hollywood. I'm talking about the...
Like what they're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, it is stupid, completely.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I'm saying
that skin tone has nothing to do with
Oh my
one's
God.
attitude or actions. I was agreeing.
Oh yeah, not at all. But they'll do that.
You took that in the
I was
reaction
so
that I
scared.
was.
I was like,
I
what
know.
do you
I was
mean
like,
it happens
I think
to
that means that
people?
I think it's too late right now, because right now, I just agreed with you, and you looked at me like I was racist.
Because I was just like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? That's ridiculous. It happens all the time. But then I was like,
No,
wait.
no, no. I was saying, like, that's ridiculous. Like,
Oh, it
like,
is.
that's a stereotype. Like
Oh yeah,
the actions of a person. The head rolliness has nothing to do with skin tone.
not at all. But
To literally quote you, because I would never put anyone on a scale of head rolliness.
oh yeah, they were like, and I mentioned that further is because there are women, specifically comedians, that have those experiences where they're like, oh, we go out for roles all the time in Hollywood, and it's basically being the sassy black friend or the no nonsense neck rolling, snap your fingers, sidekick. And it's like that's just a monolith of what people are.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just assume. But then it's not just black women too. I mean, Indian people go through it where they're just Raj. Asian people go through it where they're just like Tanaka, who doesn't say anything, who's just like awkward. And then Spanish people are just like, you're just the one that cleans the house and says lemon pleasure and like leaves. Like like everyone has a thing. To be honest, is what Tiffany Haddish is at the moment. You know what? Tiffany Haddish, I think Tiffany Haddish was on a very fine line, and then she could be getting a little, not like, because Tiffany Haddish she was that before she got popular, and she's gonna be that after she got popular. But I think depending on what role she picks now, because now she was known for Girls Trip and being all insane, if she continues to pick roles that make her look insane, she's just going to look like an insane person all the time who just spreads gossip.
But the other thing that we need to remember is that if is she a comedian as well as an actress?
Yeah, she's a comedian.
Okay. The thing that we need to remember is that while we think it's very easy to just deny roles, to be like, oh, she needs to think about her bank account and the roles that she's being offered. She's going to be, because it's
money.
You gotta accept that you could be on something and have it be horseshit, and then end up going through with it, and then there's no funding for it, so it never comes out. She still got her paycheck. You accept that shit. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But you
accept that thing.
But who I do think is doing a little too much now? The Rock. And it's hard.
You know why? Because he wants that money. He knows completely. I'm only going to be X buff for how long? I got to make my money now while I can.
And I love him completely, but it's the roles. And I understand. And it's funny because I saw it go down on Twitter where he was like, people keep saying I'm taking the same roles over and over again, but every role I take is different. And I'm like, yeah, on paper, they all are different people. But how you portray them is basically the same as yourself. It's like The Rock is playing The Rock as a different person, but it's just basically him.
That's why he got hired. He got hired because they wanted that character. And it's not like he is not true.
Well, I only mentioned him specifically because I do remember what some of his roles were before he got like extra movie star, action star. He was in The Scorpion King, which I loved, and he was himself, where he was just like, but he was still kind of like funny. And then he was in Walking Tall with Cleo Thomas, where I'm pretty sure he was more of like a sensitive dude, like trying to be like a mentor for somebody, and he was very like, come on now, like, but you got to get it together, whatever. And then,
which is probably him in real life,
but not so ridiculous. And now he's doing these roles where because I saw Jumanji. All right, Jumanji. He's playing a boy who got turned into a man, but the man is basically the Rock, but he has to play like he's not, but he is, and he does the smolder, and he does the pushing and the being crazy and doing action stuff, which is what he was doing in his other stuff. And then he's in Rampage, where he's a scientist, but then he has to help the gorilla not be so crazy. I didn't see Rampage. Didn't even see Baywatch. I wanted to see Baywatch too, but it was basically him being in a more exaggerated version of himself. Like, it's not that your roles, the roles that you pick aren't different. It's how you're portraying them is why people think they're the same movie. Because people put Jumanji, Rampage, and what was the other one? There was another movie he did. They took 3 different screenshots from 3 different movies and put them next to each other. He was literally the same dude in different clothes.
They wanted him to be that way.
Oh,
like, that's why he got hired. That's Skyscraper. It's like Michael Cera.
Michael Cera, like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Michael Cera. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he was another dude that was in a bunch of stuff, and I was like, okay, I got enough Michael Cera. Like,
but that's why he got hired, because they wanted him.
Yeah,
because he got annoying. His persona was those characters.
Oh my God, him and freaking Seth Rogen. He got it. Yeah, where is Michael Cera? He's kind of gone now. He's too gone now. Someone need to check on him. Seth Rogen got old pretty quick for me. Even what's his name? The dude from oh my God. What's the story? The 4 dudes. The Hangover. What's his name? Zach Galifianakis. Yeah. He was getting there too, and then he stopped, and I was like, okay, cool. And then he resurfaced in other stuff, and I was like, okay, we've had enough of you. Take a break. Come back. You're okay. I don't know what it is. Like you said, people, they're chasing the money, but at the same time, you want to be relevant, and then you want to do the roles justice. Yeah. It's a whole balancing act. Oh, we did? Zach Galifianakis lost a lot of weight. That's nice. That's good. So
everybody's losing weight. Good for them.
Happy. Yeah. I mean, before we did this show, I was doing some DDR on the iPad. I did my exercise ring for the day. So, it's a different day now. Holy crap, it's a long. We've been on here longer than we were supposed to. I don't apologize, because these were some great points we made. So, yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Oh, listening.
And my light's dying, so I'm just like, oh no, I got darker over time.
Oh. All right.
Good talk.
Is it time?
Probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're overtime. We're overtime.
Oh yeah, I'm working a double.
Yeah, we're overtime.
All right. So thank you, Rodney, for jumping on. Hopefully you saw my Twitter post to you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. This has been Nightcap.
Oh my God! Don't do that. You're gonna make me on.
And that is Joy Nickens. Her hashtag is Joy.
My hashtag?
Yeah, that's her hashtag is Joy.
Sure. I'm at Joy Infinity. And you're at Chock full of Moxie.
Yes, with an O. Chock full O Moxie.
Chock full of Moxie.
And this is our wonderful theme song. Or outro.
Oklahoma.
Thank you. We definitely stayed later because of you.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Oh, we missed you.
Shout out to Ricky. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to Rodney Ting.
Rich, Rodney Ting, Cupid, Rodney, definitely Rodney, Baby, yeah. Oh wait, Hands.
And anyone else who was watching, good night.
In the future. Oh, we love you, Rodney. Bye.